Yeah, I mean, that's a tough team. We knew they were tough. You know, we got up on them 13 at the half. We knew they weren't going to go away. You know, they came out in the second half. They were scoring on us a little too much. You know, I thought our guys, though, did after they made a little run there, I thought our guys answered it. You know, we played well on the offensive end. For most of the game, we had too many turnovers. You know, they had 0 turnovers at the half. We were able to turn them over 6 times in the second half, which was big, helpful. We were up 10 on them on the glass at the half, and they're the second-best offensive rebounding team in the country behind Texas A&M. We've happened to play both of them. Houston's obviously up there too, but you know, I thought our guys did a really good job. You know, Cliff had 8 defensive rebounds. He had a double-double, 11 and 10. I thought our guards did a pretty good job finding them. You know, we had 6 guys scoring double figures between 10 and 13. I really want to – Sears is not up here, but I thought his energy, his positivity when he was on the bench with the 2 fouls, how hard he played on defense even with the foul trouble, I thought was huge. You know, we had other guys step up and be able to score. I think it's tough to guard us when you get 6 guys capable of getting double digits, and that's not even counting multiple guys that have scored it well for us that didn't get to double digits. So thought we had great leadership tonight, showed a lot of toughness, said, you know, the tougher team's going to win this one, and that's one of the tougher teams in the country. So really, our guys really stepped up and met the challenge there tonight.
Thanks, Coach. We're going to go straight to questions in the front row for the student athletes. We'll bring a microphone your way. We'll start on the right side.
Yeah, just for Grant or Chris, you guys kind of started off the night really strong, and that kind of gained more momentum as the game went on. Just what was the key to starting strong early?
Grant?
I mean, we emphasized that. We knew we had to come out. I mean, I feel like we've been slept on. I mean, there's a lot of people saying things about us like we're about to lose this game. So, I mean, we knew we had to come out and bring energy, and I feel like the starting group kind of got us going, and then everyone came in and did their job, and I felt like down the line everyone had like a really solid game.
Front row, left side.
Chase Goodbread, Tuscaloosa News. Question for Chris. You had the 3-pointer in the first half near the corner that looked like it clipped the glass. Can you walk us through that one?
Man, like you right, it did hit the glass, but, you know, I was leaning a little bit, so it happened to, go to the right a little bit, but, hey, the ball was going in today, you know, not complaining at all.
Back row on the right, guys. Way back.
Justin Williams from The Athletic. Grant back here. Coach talked yesterday about the importance of rebounding because of how they crashed the glass. They got some rebounds, but you guys held them to, I think, 9 second-chance points. What was the key to that point of the game allowing you guys to get out and run?
I mean, we made it a point of emphasis for the guards to get in there and strip down when they did get an O board, because we knew we weren't going to hold them completely from getting an O board. So, I mean, we emphasized that. We know we got tough guards who can come in and get rebounds, and then, I mean, just people making physical plays and blocking shots and getting steals.
Left side, second row.
Travis Nelson, Willoughby News Herald. This is for Grant. You guys, like Coach, and you guys talked about the rebounding and stuff going in. It felt like you guys, I don't know if it's motivated to have a better response to this, but talk about just the rebounding. It felt like overall this really, against that team who's second best in the country offensive rebounding, you guys beat them on the glass, and that was huge in your win today.
Yeah, we know we're capable of it because we've done it against like all the best teams who like crash the glass. So we know we got to bring it. We got to bring it more often, even against teams who don't crash as hard or like teams who aren't as physical. But I mean, I think if we do that, we'll win a lot more games.
Third row, right side.
Julie Mitchell, WVTM 13 in Birmingham. This is for all 3 of you. Talk about guys who really chipped in these 2 games here. Mo D had himself quite a cute couple games here in Cleveland. I know he's been a spark plug all season, but can you speak about him and what he's brought these 2 games here in Cleveland?
Aden, want to start us out?
I would just say he's brought straight toughness and just hard playing. He been hitting some threes too, so which have been big for us. So just shout out to Mo, man. That's my boy. He's been playing really good these first 2 games.
We'll go down. Oh, I'm sorry. Grant.
Yeah, I've never seen him hit like a off the dribble step back 3, so that was pretty cool. But I mean, he's just been playing hard. He always does, so it's good to see shots fall for him.
Chris.
Yeah, like all season, Mo's been, the key to our winning, our success all season. You win championships with players like Mo because you never know. Like, he hitting threes tonight, and next thing you know, he might get 6 offensive rebounds in 7 minutes. So like Mo, like we depend on Mo a lot for other than just scoring. You got rebounding, steals, all the the blue collar plays. So Mo's been the key to our success all season.
Fourth row right side.
Yeah, guys, Michael Bevan with the Akron Beacon-Journal. Getting back to the Sweet 16 where the program's been here, just what do you think about the experience and what's going well for this team heading into the second weekend?
Aden?
I would say I don't think we've played to the level that we are capable of playing these first 2 games. We've been fortunate enough to come out with 2 wins, but we got to turn up this third game to come out with a win in the Sweet 16. That's what I'd say I feel like.
Anything else for the student athletes? All right, thanks, guys. You can head back to the locker room. Congratulations. We'll continue here with Coach Oats for about 7 more minutes. We can go right to the front row, Coach, on the right side. Let's get a mic up here, guys.
Alabama had 6 double-digit scores, which is 1 less than the number of St. Mary's players that had quality minutes tonight. Just you mentioned it earlier, but how important was the usage of depth tonight?
Yeah, I thought we wore them out, particularly towards the end of the first half. They, like you said, they kind of play a 7-man rotation. Holloway played just under 2 minutes, and then that was it for their 8th guy. So 7 guys played the bulk of the minutes. Saxon played over 39, and Barrett played over almost 37. Marshallonis over 34, Ross over 34. So those 4 of their starters were over 34 minutes. If you look at us, we didn't have anybody over. The most minutes, LeBaron led us in minutes with 28 and 7 seconds. So nobody had over 28 minutes, really. And then we played 9 guys double-digit minutes, and we got a lot of contributors. So they at the end of the first half, they finished the half 1 of 12 from the floor. I thought we kind of wore them out. Then they had to call a timeout there in the second half with 9 minutes and some change, if I remember right. Where it's probably a smart timeout. He's coached a lot of games, kind of rest his guys, and you got a immediate timeout a minute later. I thought we were able to get into their lack of depth a little bit. And with the pace that they typically play, I don't think that ever really affects them. But, we looked at possessions. I think the last time they had a 70, I think they've only had 2 70-possession games all year. And one was against a non-Division I, one was against Akron, I think the 3rd game of the year in November. So we were able to get it to 70 possessions. Not 80 like we like to get, but against a team like that, you're kind of winning the tempo war if you can get it to 70. First team to score over 80 on them and over 100-plus games. So I think our depth, our tempo did get to them, but, man, they're tough. They're physical. They end up with 15 boards, which is way too many, but, their offensive rebounding rate was 36%. It's a lot higher than what we wanted, but they've we ended up winning the second chance point. So I did tell our guys going in, just because you give up an old board, there's, like in our practices, we'll give points for old boards. Well, there's no points for an old board in the game. There's only points if the ball goes through the rim. So we're going to give up some old boards. We're not going to pitch a shutout. They're that good. Once we give up an old board, we got to get stopped. So, Chris Youngblood got in there. He got that steal late. I told our guards, we got to have all you in the mix. We need you getting rebounds if they get it. We need to have you stripping their bigs after they get it. LeBaron ends up with 3 steals, 6 defensive rebounds. Can't say enough about our guards making tough plays, I thought, helping rebound. So thought we did a good job with some of that stuff.
Left side, Coach.
With the Tuscaloosa News. Coach, do you think this team is even better equipped from a personnel standpoint and a depth standpoint to reach a Final Four, even more so than the team that actually did it last year?
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely deeper with more guys available. I thought Darian Reed was great on Friday. It didn't work out to play as many minutes this game, but we literally have 10 guys. I'm comfortable playing double-digit minutes. Grant Nelson was hurt. We got away without playing him hardly at all. Darian was part of that, being able to not play Grant until about 7 minutes to go in that game. So, whether it's injuries, foul trouble, just depth to wear teams out, guys just not playing well and you need somebody else to step up, I definitely think we've got it. Mo Diabate stepped up big in last year's run, even today. They went 2 bigs a lot. 2 7-footers out there. So he didn't play as many minutes maybe as we normally would have liked him to do because we played Aden, Sherrell, Cliff, and Grant a lot of minutes. And like Aden and Cliff don't really play together much. Tonight we did a lot more. So most minutes weren't what we'd like to get him. I'm sure they'll go up moving forward. But shoot, you look at what he did in 15 minutes. I mean, he had 10 and 5 in 15 minutes. So, you know, we've got guys that have efficient games too. Like Darian Reed scored 9 points in 10 minutes or so on Friday, whatever it was. I think guys are able to have efficient minutes and play efficient in their minutes, which I think is big as well.
Way in the back on the right side, Coach.
Coach, Cliff's had a good season, but it seems like he's really been a difference maker these past 2 games. Is something clicking with him, or just the matchups are working out well for him?
I hope something's clicking with him because when he's playing really well like he was tonight, we're a different team. Thought he was great against Robert Morris. You know, he's at 11 double-doubles on the year. You know, I think he's more than capable of having a double-double every game out. You know, he played 25 minutes and had 10 and 11 with 2 blocks. Should have even had 2 assists tonight. So I thought he was really good and did a good job kind of challenging their big. I mean, their bigs are good. They're big. They punch in the post a lot. You kind of look at what they did. You know, Saxon had a good game. I mean, he had 15 and 5. He shot 7 of 12 from the floor. And, you know, Wessels was only 3 of 9 from the floor. You know, I thought Grant, Aden, Sherrell, Cliff kind of affected those 2 guys a little bit, but they're good. They're big. I mean, they're tough.
Last 2 questions in the 4th row, Coach, starting on the end.
Nate, Chris East from the Akron Beacon Journal. I know you're still sort of in the moment, soaking up this win, but the last 2 games have been really defensive-minded, physical kind of teams in that you faced. But now you're going to face BYU in the Sweet 16, a team maybe a little bit stylistically like you guys. Is sort of you kids almost find it refreshing to, after kind of going through kind of a grind of these last 2 games to see a team that's maybe stylistically a little bit more like you guys.
I mean, they're definitely way more stylistically like us, like you said. I've actually gotten to know Kevin pretty well. I've gone to the Suns training camp a couple times when Monty was the coach and he was the assistant there. And he's great. I've kind of been interested to follow him as he got into college. He's done a really good job there. You know, I've watched him a little bit here and there, but I haven't dove in totally. I don't know that I want to say it's refreshing to go against somebody that plays like us because I think we're really tough to guard. And we've led the country in scoring the last 2 years. I don't think anybody's saying it's refreshing to play Alabama, whoever's running the defense for the other team. So, I mean, in a way, maybe it's not such a smash mouth game, like not playing football out there like some of these teams, but they're not easy to cover. Like, I mean, he's running great sets. They've got shooters all over the place. They're good. So we're going to have to really lock in, and coaches are going to have to really do a good job getting our guys ready, and then our guys are going to have to execute whatever the plan is that we decide to put in, and we're going to have to make adjustments to it because I'm sure he'll make adjustments. So, you know, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing in the Sweet 16. It's great. It's the first time in school history we've been to 3 straight Sweet 16s, but I would not use the word refreshing to play against an offense like BYU's has. It's probably not the correct word.
Right. Two seats down.
Ashley Bassett, Cleveland.com. Coach, what do you just think about that connection that Mark and Cliff had on a couple of those alley-oops? I think he's leading the NCAA tournament right now in dunks. And then for you and Mark to continue your winning in Cleveland, we talked about your amazing career records here. Just continuing that.
So I think Mark's 6-1 now here in Cleveland, right?
11-1.
And I'm 11-1. I've been here a few more times than Mark, so I had more opportunities than he had. No, I mean I thought Mark played great. I mean it's he doesn't get in foul trouble much, so it's a little tough with him getting in foul trouble. That's why his minutes were down. 26 minutes. He's usually over 30, but I thought he kept his attitude great. We pulled him in, took him out. Played him. I think he's been looking for Cliff. He's finding him. He really just cares about winning. Like a lot of the guys that can score it at the level he can score it at, get frustrated when they're not scoring. Mark's been moving the ball, just being a really good team guy here in Cleveland. So whether it's being in Cleveland or what, he's made 3 straight Sweet 16s as a player. So whether they sent us to Spokane or Birmingham, he's it's now 6-0 in the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. So Cleveland's been good to him. So is Birmingham. So is Spokane. So let's hope we can head to Newark and play as well as we did in LA last year, because that was good for us as well. So regardless of where they send us, we got to play two really tough teams coming up, and we got to be ready for them. I thought Sears has been great here this weekend. We need him to be great again next weekend.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second.